Can Vanderbilt shock the world? Which team picked up their first win? Will we see revenge from last year's playoffs? And a top team in the East reminds us why they're elite. All this and more on this episode of the Purple Moose Minute right now. Welcome back to another episode of PMM. I am your host, Josh Cooper, and can you believe it? Week 4 is already here, and that means we're almost halfway through the regular season. This past weekend gave us some blowouts with not one, but two teams scoring over 60 points in a hard-fought battle in Nashville. Let's see how Week 3 unfolded. Georgia was on the road this weekend, heading up to Music City, USA, where they were determined to get back on track. Vanderbilt just trying to get some offense going. They haven't even reached the try-zone yet this season. Vanderbilt came out strong, taking the lead 3-zip early, but Georgia answered back with a try close to halftime, so 7-6 going in. Second half, Georgia really showed some depth and ended up running away with it. Final score, 30-7. Florida has been on fire from the jump this season and showed no signs of stopping against the Rebels this weekend. Ole Miss has to wade into the swamplands and Florida ate them up. Early points by Florida and a turnover by Ole Miss put the Gators up 34-5 at the half. Florida came out in the second fired up and they quickly scored again and again and again. Gators looking unstoppable as they put away the Rebels 60-17. Now this game was just crazy. South Carolina on the road in Starkville, and they brought the funk. Gamecock Sean Barnes finds back-to-back pay dirt quick, helping USC get off to a 28-7 lead by halftime. I don't know what they're putting in the Gatorade on the Gamecock sidelines, but I want some. Boys in garnet and black come out in the second half and put on a clinic. Barnes ending up with 4 tries on the day, leading USC to a brutal 71-7 victory on the road. Now that we're starting to see where teams fit in their divisions and in the conference as a whole, we get to see some really exciting matchups. In fact, I can't think of a better way to start off October than what we've got coming up this weekend. Alabama looking great so far this season with 2 impressive wins over Auburn and Vanderbilt with a combined score of 134-0. What? You heard me right. Crimson Tide have put up almost 150 points in 2 games, but something tells me Kentucky's not impressed. Kentucky also winning in impressive fashion this season, beating Georgia at home with a shutout of their own. In fact, neither team has allowed a point scored yet this season. Bama having to go up north to the farm country for this one, and it should make for one hell of a match. Vanderbilt arguably with the hardest schedule in the conference, having to face Tennessee, Bama, and Georgia already this season. The bruised and beaten Commodores now have to go on the road to Eastern Division Titans South Carolina and try to pull off the monumental upset. Ever heard of the story of David and Goliath? Vandy looking to shock the world and pull off a Japan-esque upset in Columbia. Those Gators are so hot right now. I get butterflies in my stomach just thinking about this game. Florida has looked near unstoppable this year, and now they go into Tennessee against a Vols program that has been top tier for years. Defending SCRC champions Tennessee beat the Gators last year in the playoff semifinals 30-13 and went on to win it all. So you know Florida has a chip on their shoulder and they are looking to make a statement in Knoxville. Tennessee has the advantage of being fresh for this match, but the Gators are on fire. Are you not entertained? Now onto our game of the week. Picking a game this week was like trying to decide which present to open first on Christmas. You've got 4 nationally ranked teams playing each other in Bama versus Kentucky and Florida versus Tennessee, and we honestly don't know who will win either matchup. We decided to go with Bama versus Kentucky because we feel like the Wildcats could really show out at home and put out a notice to the rest of the conference, don't mess with blue. If Kentucky can keep Alabama's big front line in check and minimize scoring, then they make the Eastern Division rankings very interesting. South Carolina, Tennessee, and Kentucky all vying for that top spot going into midseason, and our blood gets pumping just thinking about it. Alabama has a lot to prove against teams in the East, losing matches in the postseason 3 out of the last 4 years. So, is the Tide going to roll, or are they going to have the Blues on the long trip back to Tuscaloosa? And that leads us into our Player of the Week segment. Thank you for everyone who voted. All 3 contestants are great guys. We had over 1,100 votes in 4 days, I think. What a great response. We're going to try to do this every week. And to announce this week's winner is another member of Purple Moose Media, and he has the winner on the phone. Let's hear it.
King of the South, King of the South, King of the South. King.
Perfect release. Good release.
Started off in the SEC 0-2, so we knew if we had any type of shot of making the playoffs, we had to absolutely win this game. So at that point, I just decided that no matter what it took, I had to take my game to the next level. So that way, it'll give us the best shot to win the game and keep us in playoff contention. Besides having a bad habit of talking to the refs, I just usually like my game to speak for itself, and basically just like to speak to my teammates whenever they need any type of motivation when their heads are down in the game. But like I said, for the most part, I have to work hard in the field and then let everything else follow. So to have enough votes to win the Player of the Week, it means so much to me. You know, it's good to see hard work pay off. And, you know, it also means that I have a lot of support from, you know, friends, family, teammates, coaches.
Who would win if your team had an arm wrestling competition?
I would like to see, I'll consider myself, you know, at least top 3. I'll say me, probably Theo. We have a big guy, Jimmy. He'll probably come in 3rd. And then, who else? I don't know. I guess that's why I'll say the top 3. Coach Jesse, he'll probably consider himself top 3 as well, but I tend to disagree with that.
Jesse?
Oh, absolutely.
And that is it for this episode of PMM. With mid-season already approaching, make sure you check out the power rankings over at purplemoosemedia.com/SCRC. Think your team deserves to be higher? Let us know. We want to thank everyone for your support and contributions so far, as making this program for us is a labor of love, and we have a lot of fun making it. Remember, if you have content or information about your team, be sure to contact us via social media, and it can end up on the next episode. Our goal is to promote rugby, especially right here in our own backyard. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and of course over at purplemoosemedia.com. That's it for the boys here in Mobile. We'll see you next week. Peace.